Welcome to the first lesson on Excel efficiency, how to accelerate your workflow. This video is going to focus on keyboard shortcuts. A lot of people don't realize that you can do nearly everything in Excel without touching the mouse. In fact, once you get the hang of it, the mouse will really only slow you down. Here's a list of some of the more common keyboard shortcuts that make it very easy to move around your worksheet and fill in information. Since these shortcuts are really powerful, I'd like to go ahead and demonstrate each of these on a sample Excel worksheet that I have pulled up right here. All right, here I have a basic invoice template with some information filled in. When it comes to moving around your data, it can be tempting to use the mouse's scroll wheel, especially when you need to traverse a lot of information. But if you hold Control and tap one of the arrow keys, you can jump your cursor to the last populated cell in that direction. Now, if you're interested in highlighting cells, you can use the mouse to click and drag over several cells, but it's definitely easier in some cases to simply hold Shift and use the arrow keys to highlight what you need. And as a bonus, you can even combine these two shortcuts and hold Control and Shift at the same time while tapping an arrow key to highlight every cell from your current location to the last populated cell in that direction. If you want to highlight an entire column or row, that's definitely possible as well. Control space highlights the current column, and Shift space highlights the current row. Perhaps unsurprisingly, there are also keyboard shortcuts for filling in a lot of data at once. As you can see here, this cell includes a formula. If I wanted to apply that formula to the cells below, all I would need to do is highlight my source cell plus all my target cells, and then tap Control and D for down. This automatically applies that formula to the rest of these cells, and each formula has even been updated to maintain accurate calculations. You can also copy data to a number of cells to the right of the source by simply tapping Control and R for right. Now, if you have information on another sheet, you can use Control and Page down to move to the next sheet, or Control and Page up to move to the previous sheet. Finally, if you only remember one keyboard shortcut from this lesson, make sure it's the Alt key. If you tap Alt, you'll notice that the ribbon across the top of your window changes slightly. Alt is actually the key to accessing any of the tools up here without using the mouse. Every tool is assigned a combination of keystrokes that all start with Alt. Once you see these letters, tap the key that corresponds with the tab where your target tool resides. For instance, if I hit A, I activate the Data tab, and you can see each button is labeled with even more letters and numbers. Now if I tap S and then A, all my data will get sorted based on the column that is selected. That's it for keyboard shortcuts, so be sure to practice navigating Excel using these shortcuts and keystrokes on the keyboard shortcut sheet of our project, and stick around for the next lesson where we'll go over a few formulas.